Are we going to get a fatal four-way at World's End for the AEW World Championship? Moxley called out Orange Cassidy, Hangman Page, and Jay White. Will they accept?
And with the return of Saturday Night Main Event, will the women's division get a huge return?
And in the main event of Dynamite Winter is coming, Toni Storm made her grand return. It was timeless, it was classic, and it's going to be on Rampage? All that more in this week's episode of Grapple-Sauce. Hit it, Dave.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Daver here, and welcome Chandler and Chad.
Hi Dave.
Hi Dave, how we doing, boys? Winter has came. How was it?
Same.
I am not gonna lie. I kind of hated this episode of Dynamite.
Not a fan of Winter, huh?
That had to be my favorite Dynamite of the year. I thought there was pulse. I'm kidding. When I was watching it, I was like, I don't know if this is awful, but I definitely don't like anything I'm watching. And then I joined, and you guys are both like, we didn't really like it. I'm like, well, at least it's not me, because I really wanted to like Winter's coming. So I was like, there's Ospreay Claudio, there's that tag team match, there's Mariah Mamie and Ashirakawa. Like, it should be a fun show. And my favorite thing was Brody King versus Ricochet. And it was because of, never mind. I should say my favorite thing was Brody King. Just period.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing. And Christian. Always Christian.
Yeah, Christian is good. I liked Bandito. That was something I liked a lot.
He looks badass. I know it was kind of a silly segment, but the man looks pretty cool. So I want to see
jacked now, too.
I want to see him wrestle.
Yeah. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Christian Cage. Mina, Mariah was a good main event. The finish kind of threw me off a little bit. How abrupt Mariah just got up from a freaking glamorous driver right into a Storm Zero for the win.
Those British and their fighting spirit.
But then Toni Storm coming out. Big return that took my focus off of that. No more Timeless.
Yeah, I think I can't decide what's happening. Is this going to be a story of like multiple personalities and like we might see Timeless again some point, or if what happened at All In and CMLL and Stardom and her one little retirement post is like, oh no, that's it, it's over. So it's interesting to see where it goes on, but I am happy that she's back, and I am happy that she's going to be wrestling again.
Yeah, the women's division never really feels the same without her. But I just hope it was an evolution, because pre-Timeless, her character, well, interesting, cool look and stuff, always felt kind of one note, sort of bland. So I hope she keeps some of the complex personality, because that evolved Toni Storm was kind of what made her special, I thought.
Yeah,
she was not only like the best character women's wrestler on the roster in terms of character. She was like rivaled most of the men, at least in my opinion. I know I was a big Toni Storm fan, but for a while she was always like the best thing on Dynamite or even Collision. Like, even if she was just on commentary, she was amazing. So hopefully she has like some of the wit she had when she was Timeless. Like, they let her keep doing that, because I'll be honest, I wasn't watching Toni Storm before the Timeless stuff, because I wasn't watching AEW before then. But hopefully they can keep some of that wit she had, because she was genuinely funny, and it just doesn't have to be like, oh, my buttocks and fanny. Like, it doesn't have to be all that. Like, she can do other stuff.
True.
Yeah, I am going to miss her crude humor. Made it pretty fun. But yeah, hopefully they don't do any amnesia. I don't think I want that in my wrestling.
I hope they have a really good reason to make sure she's not at World's End, because if she's at World's End, they're really rushing through all of the important matches with Mariah. Like, the only other thing I'm thinking is like, what if they're just pulling the plug and they're like, we're just going to put it back on Toni, or we're going to put it on Willow, or whoever they always planned on beating Mariah. They're just doing it a lot quicker than most of us thought.
Yeah, I'm not feeling Mariah May's title reign. It doesn't even feel like she's the champ. Like all her segments are, she's got it with her, but like it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what's up with that. At least with like Monet, she's like basically like shoving them in the camera, like the way she holds them. Like she's holding them well, so you always see
The
them.
title belts.
Yeah, she like props them up like this, kind of like it's
Thanks, Dave.
the belts, the belts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I got annoyed by a lot that happened during the episode. I kind of understand why they had to have Paige run in and DQ the Moxley Pack, Orange Cassidy, Jay White match, but I don't know, man. I don't. It felt
Ever
off.
ever since this Death Rider angle started, there's been a lot more DQs in AEW than I remember, and that was something I didn't like about WWE. Tony Khan, and I know
Yeah.
I keep criticizing them. Like Darby Allin was the Sting, he's not anymore, and the big reason is because he keeps losing all his matches. So like, yeah, but don't book Darby right now. Like, I don't like there's some things where you can protect people by not having them wrestle. You can just have them beat people up, and like he's always annoying the Death Riders, but he's not wrestling them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
I mean,
it creates a bigger impact when he finally does get the match, because it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you want it to happen, you want it to happen. Build some anticipation.
I don't even like see him beating any member of even Yuta. Like I could see Yuta beating
I'm
Darby
sure
Allin.
he's Claudio in the C2, and it's gonna like they're gonna be like, wow, what a moment, and it's gonna like not matter at all.
I don't know. I think Darby's got a bigger chance of beating Yuta than shoot, spacing her name. Marina Shafir. There we go. She's scary. She's legit scary.
She might be my favorite part of the Death Riders.
Yeah, Marina Shafir's really cool. I wish she wrestled like a match. Just give her a match.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. Who would you pair her with?
Like she kind of needs to choose someone up, and like Harley Cameron, because she's kind of becoming like a cult classic. Like, yeah, you want that? Like, they're not giving us that reaction. Like, oh, not them. Like, we don't. They don't like. They're too scared. Like the Darby OC or the John Moxley Orange Cassidy match should have been like 5 minutes, and like that would have been a bad match, but it would have been effective. But no, they had to have a good match, and so they should do that with like Marina. Like, do I want to see Harley Cameron get squashed? No, but that's exactly why you do it.
That's fair.
I think they'd have to start with like a Lady Frost.
I say you just get right up. Like maybe she has like 30 seconds with Lady Frost, then it's like a minute with Harley Cameron, then like you get up to like I don't know.
Anna Jay.
Yeah, Anna Jay, and it's like 5 minutes. Like Anna Jay has a little bit of a fight, but it's still pretty conclusive.
Yeah, good point. She needs to be wrestling.
She was at Bloodsport. They didn't mention it, but she was at Bloodsport, so that was probably cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I thought the Ospreay Claudio finish was super abrupt, like a quick jackknife cover for Ospreay.
Yeah,
like, I want. She needed a hidden blade or a Stormbreaker. Clean
I was
pin.
disappointed with that whole match because I was hoping this whole C2 run of Ospreay would be to sell the effects of the Fletcher loss, and like it's not like he's got to be crying every match, but like have him be mad, like but he's doing the Ospreay chants and like getting the crowd to get excited and doing the Sasuke special 30 seconds in. Like I don't want to see that right now. I don't like you've been selling this story of Ospreay's just had a horrible time over the last month or so.
Yeah, you should be focused and try. Yeah, like more stoic.
Like his ring gear reflects that. Like he's got the black now. Like his demeanor needs to match that.
Yeah, no, and then he like like it probably should have cost him if he was like playing like this, or like I was really interested in Claudio for a second because I was like, oh, like maybe Claudio's gonna cheat to win and that'll make a. Oh no, he just lost to Ospreay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really love that match. Like even the like before the finish, I wasn't really into it. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly could care less.
Yeah.
I just want that feud over with. And why aren't they using MJF more than just a distraction on the apron?
Yeah. Yeah. It was first time back in the live setting in months, plural, I think. And he didn't say nothing. He barely did anything. It was felt like kind of a waste.
Yeah. Sure did.
Yeah, you don't even give him like a promo. Christian had a promo and it was great. Like you couldn't at least have him be like, Adam Cole, you stink. I'm gonna kill you at World's End. Like, I don't know, something. Make up for what you did to me last year. Something.
Mm-hmm. Got an FTR promo. Wasn't really into it. Jericho New York Minute. Whatever. Darby Allin punching his face.
I liked your review about it offline where you just said Jericho minute, longer than a minute.
Yep. Yeah, man. I was like, what is going on? Yeah, Ricochet Brody King really pissed me off.
That was the most fun match, though. I was like,
Yeah,
wow,
the
Brody King's
finish
so cool.
sucked, but the rest of the match was awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. How about the best promo of the year with Ricochet, guys?
That's it. I was trying to do that sound earlier.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Twitter, and it was just one of those like, why are you putting a mic? Why are you giving him a mic? Don't do that.
Yeah.
WWE is smart enough to not do that.
Yeah, get him. Yeah, get him into the Hurt Syndicate so MVP could do all the talking.
Yeah,
please.
Imagine if MVP was like, Ricochet would do flippy shit all over you. You wouldn't even see him. He's so fast. But now we got to deal with Ricochet being like, yeah, I'm winning the C2 right now, and I have to beat Brody King tonight, and I'm gonna do that.
Are they turning him into the Joker? Like holding the cards and laughing? And
I hope if he paints his face, I'll take it because that's a Joker Sting reference. But I don't want it.
Nope, I sure don't. But yeah, he beat Brody King. Made me pretty angry.
There goes my hopes of a Brody King win.
Yep. I'm instantly not as invested in the Lio Rush, Action Andretti Top Flight feud. Like I don't think they needed to immediately bring in Private Party for this. Like they should have had their match.
Yeah.
And then
call them out.
Yeah.
But like this starting here, like I like Lio Rush. I like Top Flight and Action Andretti. And I really like Private Party right now. I really want Private Party to be having the greatest tag team run. And like, I'm not like, I think they could revitalize it just by having some fresh faces we don't see at the top of the card. I think it's that simple right now. Is like, you could breathe life into this if it's Private Party and Top Flight tearing down a main event of Dynamite. But like, they might do that in a month, but they're not. They're booking it like in the worst way possible.
Okay. Weird question. Didn't Grizzled Young Vets sign? Where the F are they?
Who?
I think they're in Ring of
Look
Honor.
into this little tube here, okay? Grizzled Young who?
Yeah.
I mean, they could be in the picture though. Like, what the F?
And since they're already fine with losing, why can't Private Party beat them right now?
I don't understand.
Yeah. I think they're in a Ring of Honor, in the Ring of Honor vortex.
Who knew?
I wouldn't know.
Who knew WWE would be booking tag team wrestling better right now than AEW? And like, that's not saying much because tag team wrestling has been abysmal in WWE all year, and they only just slightly started doing better with Motor City Machine Guns and the DIY turn. So it took all of that for the tag team scene to get interesting in WWE.
Yeah. Then we got Mariah May, Mina Shirakawa. Good match, kind of an abrupt, weird finish. It reminded me a lot of the Ospreay match. Then we got Toni Storm coming back. No more timeless gimmick. She didn't say anything. They just ended with her on the ramp, you know, kowtowing to the
She'll be on
crowd.
Rampage. She'll be on Rampage.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna have to watch Rampage. We got Takeshita and Archer versus Hobbs and Mark Davis. I like that.
Do you want to go crazy and run down the Rampage card right now, real quick? You've already said like half the matches.
Yeah.
So yeah, you said Mark Davis, Powerhouse Hobbs versus Don Callis family, aka Takeshita and Lance Archer. So they're probably gonna do Takeshita and Hobbs at World's End, which I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun.
Yep.
Shazza McKenzie, that's a name I've never heard before.
Yana Perazzo.
Yeah. Toni Storm versus Harley Cameron, and Matt Cardona versus Brian Keith, which
I want to see that.
I thought Brian Keith was funny. I can't remember what he said, but I thought he was funny in the Jericho Minute.
He's always funny.
Yeah, he maximizes his 3 seconds of mic time whenever he gets it once a month.
I laughed with AEW, not at AEW like on Collision.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I didn't really, nothing popped out. Like Toni Storm coming back was cool. That made me pretty happy in the moment, but I kind of missed the timeless gimmick. And then I found out about a Rampage return match, and that made me feel a little funny.
I have hopes purely because it's Toni Storm and I enjoyed her timeless runs so much. I have faith that she's going to be a little bit more 2 or 3 dimensional. But we just have to wait and see. So I'm just purely waiting and seeing on this. And the one thing I will say is I think she was a little emotional when she came out. I'm assuming maybe she would have been afraid, like, what if they don't care if I'm not the timeless Toni gimmick? But those people got really excited for her being back. And so I honestly think she wasn't expecting that, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, the crowd was pretty hot. It was no wherever the hell they were last time where they were super crazy, but it was a pretty good crowd there in Kansas City. But yeah, before we get into Dynamite Winter's coming, real quick, everyone out there, don't forget to dust off that elbow drop that like button, get your opponent, powerbomb that fudger right through that subscribe button, and leave a little comment. Let us know what you're thinking, what you want us to talk about. What do you think of our opinions? Are we trash? Are we right? Let us know. We want to talk about it.
Are you excited for we are based. I'll say that. But are you excited for Penta to show up in the Rumble?
Ooh, yeah, he will. Oh, he will.
Are you excited for Ricky Starks to show up in next year's Rumble?
The Revolution will be televised.
Yes.
Oh yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this Dynamite in detail here. Started off the show with Jon Moxley teaming with Pac versus Orange Cassidy and Jay White. I was pretty excited for this match. We had the patriarchy looking on up in a skybox way up in the crowd. Jay White looked really strong. I like how they're booking him. They're making him look like a credible opponent. Orange Cassidy and White get a little bit of offense, but then Moxley and Pac just isolate them and dominate them for most of the match. Christian sends Nick Wayne, Kip Sabian, and Mother Wayne away to do something, leaving him all alone up there.
Sure we'll find out about it. It'll be a clever Christian scheme, and we'll hear all about it, or I'll forget about it.
Yeah, one or the other. We get a hot tag to Orange Cassidy. He makes a comeback, swinging DDT to Moxley. Beach break, then a near fall. Orange Cassidy orange punches Moxley. Then goes for another, but Hangman Adam Page runs in and attacks Moxley. We get a DQ finish. Orange Cassidy's like, what the hell? Tries to grab him. He shoves Orange Cassidy away. Orange Cassidy accidentally orange punches Jay White. Then Orange Cassidy orange punches Adam Page. Then Jay White gives Orange Cassidy a Blade Runner. And then the Death Riders attack Orange Cassidy and Jay White, and then they take off.
I guess they can't coexist.
They can't, man. I thought they were the new team AEW. Nope.
I guess not. They're
Nope.
too divided.
Little somehow I feel like I was watching 2019 Raw.
Ooh, that's a scathing remark. Do tell. Do tell.
Yeah, every finish, it was protected and a schmoz, and it was way too contrived. And this is how this felt, and it made me sad.
Yeah, Hangman's so freaking angry, dude. He has to stop the match. He's just so freaking angry right now. It's a little bizarre. I think I've said it before, or at least I said it online. I'm beginning to get really upset about this Hangman booking post All Out, because post All Out, I was like, this is your new monster. Like, I know the Moxley shit just happened, but like, Hangman's actually scary. Like, he killed Swerve.
Yeah.
And it took everything in him, and he still killed Swerve. And now he's like, I lost to Jay White twice, and they're kind of telling a story of like, oh, Jay White's so smart and Hangman's too angry and he can't focus. But like, I don't want to see that. I want to see Hangman be like
Hangman
pushed
smash.
to go. Yeah, I want him to see like, oh, I'm gonna cheat now or something. Like, I don't know. Like, have him do whatever it takes to win. I want Hangman to walk out of this 4-way with the title, and I know that makes no sense, and I know that's jeopardizing this whole Moxley angle, but I think if you watch the Collision review, you know I believe this Moxley angle's dead in the water. So, like, fuck it. Just put it on Hangman. Who cares? That'd be cool. Give it to Hangman. Why not?
Yeah, I was even I can't remember who I was listening to, but they had the best rationalization ever, which is he still won't let the Swerve stuff go, and he's like, I'm taking this so Swerve can't get it.
Yeah.
And that's just his whole thing. Like, no, I don't care. I'm just never gonna get past this.
There was also no follow-up from Swerve or the Hurt Syndicate. I just realized that. Like, they didn't even mention it. They didn't say Swerve's going to have this match, or Bobby might have this match, or hell, even MVP could be coming out to talk. Like, nothing.
Yeah.
It wasn't on TV, but they had a little thing on the Texas All-In ticket on sale thing that I watched. They kind of had a little back and forth, but it didn't make it on TV, so it might as well not even have happened.
Swerve and Bobby did?
Yeah.
How were the Costco guys? I heard they were there.
Yep, that was fun. Sting was there. Bryan Danielson was there.
I heard he shaved his head. He looks good.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, we need a little bit of Swerve and Bobby Lashley. I mean, shit, we're like, what, 2 weeks away from a pay-per-view?
God, we are. Like, 2 weeks and some change, but still, like, yeah, we are.
Doesn't feel like it.
Nope. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It felt weird having a DQ. I wanted something, even if Orange Cassidy and Jay White lost, I mean, that would have made more sense.
Again, one thing I didn't like was, and it's probably the Death Riders are so smart, but like, I don't want the Death Riders to be smart right now. I want them to just beat people up.
Yeah.
They waited for the baby faces to beat themselves up before they swooped in. Like, they should have just been like, we don't care. We're going to beat you up because Moxley's going to go, and like, they probably had some foresight. We can assume that as viewers that, oh, a fatal 4-way is going to happen. Moxley might want to rough these guys up a bit before they get to the match so they don't win. But they just waited. And I know it's because they're smart, but I don't want to see them smart right now. I want them to be scary. Yeah, they're thugs. Thank you, Chad.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about all of this. I mean, part of me just wishes it was Hangman versus Moxley. No Orange Cassidy, no Jay White.
The 4-way will be fun. That will be for sure. But yeah, I think if we were just focusing on like a Moxley Hangman story right now, I think that would be a lot more interesting.
Yep. But I think they want to keep Moxley with that belt for a while, and they gotta, protect Hangman Page. He ain't eating the pin.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy is so taking that pin.
Yeah. Anyway, after that, we got a pretty cool Bandito vignette. I liked it a lot. We got some bounty hunter people looking for him. We got Bandito coming in on his horse. They're like, we can do this the hard way or the easy way. And looks like he's going to do it the hard way. He fights off all four guys. I liked it too because it was like snowy out. He's there with no shirt on.
I thought this was so weird. Like, I liked this promo too, or this video package too. But for me, it was cheesy, but like good cheesy, right? Where you're like, this is cool, and I am looking forward to Bandito. But like, I was like, can't they go to like Nevada or Arizona? I'm sure Arizona is dry. There's no snow there. I can't buy this as a Wild West town if there's snow on the ground. But you're right. It kind of does add to that like surrealness. Like, this is just silly.
And it's clearly like one of those little like tourist like Wild West like things you go and like with actors all around and like a sheriff's office and a horseshoe blacksmith kind of deal.
You can see the suburbs about 50 yards away, like that kind of place.
Yeah. But no, it was great. He fought them all off. He's looking ripped compared to what he used to be. Then he gets on his horse and rides away. I'm looking real forward to him being back in the ring.
Yeah.
Apparently
I hope they hot shot him versus Osprey because that'll be nuts.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. I want that too. Then we get a John Moxley promo. He's all worked up about the match. Said he's a marked man, and the only way, or he wouldn't have it any other way. He calls out Paige or Orange Cassidy, Jay White for a fatal 4-way at World's End, which we all knew was coming anyway. Except for originally, we kind of thought it was going to be Christian Cage and no Orange Cassidy, which I like this better.
Yeah. I thought Fatal 4-Way was like a WWE term. So I was kind of like, ooh, he's going crazy. He said a WWE thing, but I don't know. I guess it's not that big of a. I thought they would just call it like a 4-way match. I didn't know a Fatal 4-Way was specifically a WWE thing.
Yeah,
apparently
I thought it
was too, actually.
Or apparently like they don't care enough. It's not like Hell in a Cell or Money in the Bank where it's like, okay, you're stealing. Like you call it a Fatal 4-Way, a 4-way match, a Fatal 4-Way, whatever.
Yeah, it's like Battle Royal, or like
Battle match.
Ooh, Casino Gauntlet battle match. Then they would be stealing from AEW.
Yes. So yeah, he calls them out. Then we get Christian Cage promo. He's up in that skybox still, all alone. He says something like I'm looking down on you guys, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, he was like, sit down, shut your mouth, and I want you to know that I'm up here because I'm looking down on you, literally and figuratively. So like, good. Dave, you had a good point where it was like, where did he send Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian and Mother Wayne? I wasn't thinking that because I was already like, it's a Christian promo. I'm gonna have a great time. So I concede that's stupid, but I don't care. I liked this segment. It was like one of the good things.
He has a problem with Jay White, Paige, and Orange Cassidy getting a title shot. He might cash in after the match if Moxley wins. Oh, be ready. And he will send Moxley back to rehab. Then they show Hook lurking behind the door to the skybox with like a glass window. Hook smashes the glass, gets in, attacks Christian. I like how he threw him up on the like counter with all the food and shit. I love that. Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian come in and save Christian, and Hook gets away. Cool. I'm glad they didn't drop the Hook thing.
Yeah.
Hook looked bad like, I'm sure it was sugar glass, but Hook looked badass breaking the glass.
Yeah,
So
that was cool. And the attempted murder bit of him trying to chuck Christian off the balcony was kind of sweet.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, what are they doing? But I was probably the best thing on Dynamite, like start to finish, like nothing wrong with it, except for the little bit of like Christian Cage sending them away. But like, that was probably the best thing on Dynamite.
Although, Dave, who do you think did it better, Hook or Cody / MJF breaking into the booth?
Oh yeah,
Remember that? I thought that was cool. I was probably predates Chandler watching it, but they were trying to get into one of the private booths, and then Cody puts his hand up, and like MJF just like super fluidly just wraps a scarf around Cody's hand, and he goes boom through the window, and it was so fluid. It looked really cool.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way: how like I was not watching that. I wasn't watching wrestling when Cody was in AEW. Like I wasn't watching anything.
Mm-hmm. And I was mentioned before, I was watching the Wrestling Bios NWO 2000. They were supposed to have a feud with Goldberg, but he you ever see the footage of him trying to break the limo window?
Yeah, did he like
really a real fucking window, and he like cut like a artery or something?
Tendon, yeah.
A tendon. He was out for like 4 months and like ruined it. He like killed the whole feud.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yep. Oh, Goldberg. Anyway, we get a Gold League C2 match. Will Ospreay versus Claudio. I had very high hopes for this. Excalibur admitted he was wrong about them never facing each other, because that's what he announced like before they went to commercial. I respect that. When you're wrong, you got to say you were.
Yeah.
Ospreay hits a Spanish fly right off the bat when the bell rings. Ospreay counters a giant swing and a neutralizer. Claudio ends up giant swinging Ospreay into the steel steps and then stomps his hand on the steps. Nigel calls Kyle Fletcher fans Fletchlights.
So it looks like I'm a registered Lex offender and a Fletchlight, baby. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I love it. Oh, it was so good. I don't know if Tony Schiavone like understood what he was talking about.
Yeah.
He either no-sold it or had no idea what he was talking about. Anyway, Claudio targets Ospreay's arm and shoulder. Ospreay kicks out after a European uppercut. Then a lariat. Ospreay wins with a sneaky jackhammer cover, which is exactly how Daniel Garcia won a match.
That's how Daniel Garcia used to win a lot of matches with a jackknife. But like, here's the thing: he never messed up that jackknife. It always looked good. And so I thought like Ospreay's really talented, but this was a pretty sloppy jackknife. Mm-hmm. So I almost would have liked it if like Claudio, and it's like hard to call this shit in real time. I get that. Like, it would have been cool if like Claudio kicked out and like they did it one more time and like did it right or whatever. But I was a little disappointed in this match because it just felt like Ospreay was like, up, full gear never happened. Fletcher never turned on me. I'm back to hyping up the crowd and getting big rah-rah. He hit the Soul Ruka special like really early on. So I was just kind of like turned off by the match early on. I was like, oh, this is just like old Ospreay. Like, I want it, like, again, he doesn't have to be like crying or like screaming like, why, Fletcher, why? But like, I don't know, he should be mad. He should be taking his anger out in the C2, and maybe that costs him a match or two.
God, I almost feel like Ospreay could step into like the role of like how Sting was when he turned Crow. Like, I think that could really work. He's just brooding and like total character change.
He's gonna have to do a lot less flips, unfortunately. So I don't think he's gonna do that. And then I was like, Claudio was like kind of becoming someone I was really interested in the C2. Then it's like, he just lost to Ospreay. Whatever, man. Like, whatever. Yeah, I really liked. There's a bit where Osprey was on the outside, and he was like kind of like selling and struggling, and Claudio just pie faced him and pushed him down. I was like, "What?" I thought that was funny. But other than that, I was not intrigued at this match. Even though I was really looking forward to it, I didn't care for it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if maybe Osprey is like saving some gas in the tank for that Darby match because that has the potential to be nuts.
Yeah,
But
but
it just felt like he was going at like 75% speed. Like he's just like, I don't know if I got the gas in the tank for this or something.
we know it's going to be a schmosh finish, so it doesn't have to be like an all-timer because at the end of the day, it's just going to end in a jackknife, which is disappointing. But I get it. When you're wrestling at that, you can't wrestle that high a level every week. I get that. But maybe you shouldn't have put Osprey in the C2. I don't know. Like, there's so many people where I was like, I don't think Darby should be in this. I don't think Osprey should be in this. And I like them both. They're both talented. Just I don't think it's right for them right now.
Yeah, no, you're throwing main eventers in it. It's something that should be for like upper mid card people. Like,
yeah, Osprey should be
your
like
Takeshita's and stuff.
Yeah, Osprey should be on vacation right now, so that we go, man, where's Osprey, and we focus on Fletcher, like the rise of Fletcher right now. But like Osprey's wrestling like Fletcher right now, so it's kind of taking away from Fletcher, even though they're doing all the nutty stuff on Collision, but it doesn't matter because it's on Collision. They keep no selling it. Like, I don't know. I'm so bugged at the C2. Like, I really want to get into it. And like every Collision, I'm like, the C2's back, baby. And then every Dynamite, I'm like, they ruined it.
Yep. Yeah. So weird. Like, I'm enjoying Collision so much more than Dynamite lately.
That's funny.
They're just booking the matches better. Like, and they're having better matches, but they're just booking them better. There's no Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly nonsense, or at least if there is, it's kept to a bare minimum. Like, I don't know. They're just doing well.
Yeah. So yeah, Claudio attacks Osprey after the finish of the match, but Darby Allin runs in to save him with a chair. And Darby Allin is becoming so unbelievable to like be a savior for anything to me.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the guy.
It shows that they're close before their big match at AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash.
Ooh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I didn't like the quick jackknife. I wanted a damn hidden blade or a Stormbreaker or shit, even Claudio to win.
I wanted a Claudio upset, like have him be the Fletcher of the Gold League, where it's like, okay, what babyface will beat him? And you could have Osprey be that babyface too if Claudio beats him. But no, apparently not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it would have been cool if he would have like connected with that Gotch pile driver and just got the pin. Like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Or cheated in some way would have been believable too. I think they're overplaying the low blows at this point. Maybe they could go back to the grabbing the rope.
Yeah.
Or grab
or just have some clean finishes. Who cares? Not everybody needs to be protected.
Yeah. But yeah, I was not a big fan of that match. Then we get a Ricochet promo.
Promo of the real. That should be his new catchphrase. He should have like every time he's going to the top rope, he's like hiding in the crowd, go and then does a flip, and then like he starts promos and he's like, it's me, Ricochet, like totally kill it.
Or have him actually join the Hurt Syndicate, and whenever he goes to talk, just have MVP just look at him and go,
no. We saw what happened. And he goes, just once.
Oh my god. So he says Brody King is a big, bad, scary dude, but he's not Ricochet. He takes out an MVP card and says, it's him who holds all the cards. And walks away.
I got this spoiled for me, and I saw someone say he cut a heel promo. He did not. He read the script on air. Like Renee was probably holding it like off screen like this. And he was like, da 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 da. Oh, I probably shouldn't end it so boringly. I should like Like do a valiant war cry or something. But all that came out was
and I hold all the cards. Line.
the teleprompter doesn't have anything. Oh, it's because it's out, Ricochet.
It's so bad. Like,
Yeah.
oh, and
This isn't like Monet, where Monet really did get better, and she's not the greatest promo, but she's convincing and entertaining now. I don't think there's any saving Ricochet, like none at all. Like there's no like, do not put a mic in his hands. Like he doesn't talk, or you have someone else talk for him. He cannot do it.
and if you're gonna tease the Hurt Syndicate, why weren't they there?
That's fair.
Well, they can't interfere in the match, to be fair, but they could have like come out on the ramp and been like, "Good job, Ricochet!" Like done it a lot bit more convincingly, but like, that's what's up, like something like that.
Or show them in the back looking at the monitor, watching the match.
Yeah.
Watching a match like this.
Or post match beatdown, start a possible feud with House of Black for after the C2.
Ooh, and then
Booker
the House of Black lose. Oh no, they're technically, but like that'd be a good match.
That'd be a good first feud, like good trios feud.
Oh man, gosh, dude, love Buddy Matthews. By the way, dude, I think if I had to rank House of Black, I'm gonna go Brody, Buddy, then Malachi, who I like the most.
Well, we shouldn't speak ill of Malachi. He might be leaving AEW soon. So when he gets to WWE, that's when the run will start. He's just got to leave AEW.
He could be Alistair again. Oh, anyway, yeah, this is pretty dumb. Pretty dumb promo. Ha
Man, Dynamite's so good right now. Like I remember watching and just being like, I'm not enjoying any of this. Like, aside from the Christian stuff, I'm just like, this is like a bad Dynamite. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Well, usually when they have a stinker, like I look forward to doing the review with you guys because usually Dave's positive outlook kind of rubs off on me, and I'm like, okay, maybe it wasn't so bad. This one, like Dave's like, fuck this episode. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, dude, it's been happening more and more with me, isn't it?
Yeah.
The next promo I liked. I love Matt Cardona. I think they're gonna sign him. I'm pretty sure.
This reeked of who was it? Road Dogg, who was like, I applied to AEW and they rejected me. This reeked of that, where he was like, I'm meant for AEW. It's like he's like, please sign me, please sign me. Like it wasn't bad, but it felt a little corny how he was like, God, I just want to be signed right now. Like I think he would be signed. He would sign WWE or AEW in an instant. They just haven't offered him a contract, and I don't know why. I do think he should probably be on a main wrestling show, but for some reason they're just not interested in him right now.
I'm glued to the TV every time I see Matt Cardona, and every like headline, I'm looking at wrestling news, and Matt Cardona does this on this indie promotion, does that, wins this, shows up here. I'm always like interested in it and want to know, and like, yeah, he's great. Like his look is great. He can go. Like, I love action figures. He loves action figures. But yeah, he's glad Brian Keith and Jericho attacked him because now he knows what's in store at Final Battle Ring of Honor. And he challenges Brian Keith for a match on Rampage, which I'm gonna have to watch Rampage.
The main event, you're gonna have to sit through 3 whole matches to get to it.
Yep. I always used to say when like we did watch Rampage, me and Chad back in the day, like we're kind of like getting to the point where we're skipping one every now and again, and I'd have to tell myself it's only an hour and it goes by really quick.
Yeah, it's a good hour. It's
a good hour.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter to like anything in AEW. And that's kind of sad because it's like, oh, why are you just doing an hour of show where it doesn't matter? And it seems like there's a lot of people on Rampage right now, especially that probably should be on Dynamite, or at least I really want them on Dynamite. But like Takeshita's stuck on Rampage. Tony Storm's comeback matches on Rampage. Like, it's not like she's fighting a nobody. She's fighting Harley Cameron. Like, can't she be on Collision at least? Like, something?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they had to do it because somehow they only had her that night, and they were filming Rampage. Something we
Maybe.
don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that makes sense.
But then I think it's lame to have someone return and then be like, oh, well, she's not going to be available. It's kind of like Monet, where it's like, I just wouldn't debut her. I wouldn't have Toni Storm return if she can't work right now. I wouldn't have Monet come back if she can't work right now.
Yeah, true. Then we get a very mediocre match to decide who will face MJF at World's End.
Oh man, Dynamite's so good right now. Just keeps turning out winners and winners.
Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly.
Baby.
Let's see. I do like how they're going back to remember like the quick like sports style interview right before the match with Renee. Like Kyle O'Reilly's about to go out and she's like, real quick, blah 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 blah. Like I do like that. They kind of strayed away from that for a while. They were doing it pretty often.
Well, why are they doing it for the worst feud in AEW right now when they could be doing it for the C2? Like, could you imagine that Fletcher Okada match if they like interviewed Fletcher and Okada first? Like, Fletcher, how do you feel? And he just cuts like I'm gonna win, and like that's it. And Okada's like, he's not gonna win, bitch. And then wins, right? Like, you could do something like that, but instead it's for the worst feud in AEW right now.
Not only that, like the idea was cool, but it went way too long. Like the Taven and Bennett walking up, like that was like just a normal promo when they're like the crowd's like, okay, we're playing the Adam Cole theme. Let's,
Yeah, and then they played the Adam Cole thing through most of the interview, and I was like, can we turn it off, please?
Yeah, it was weird timing. It didn't quite. I like the thought of it, but it didn't work.
Again, okay, a concept like that is good. Just don't use it on the worst feud in your company right now. Use it on the sports like tournament that you're running right now. Don't you think that would be interesting?
I remember a really good one with Eddie Kingston. Like it might have been last year during the C2. Like Renee like caught him on the way to the ring or something, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
There was a time where it was only on Twitter, but after every single C2 match, like Swerve, Moxley, Danielson, Kingston, Andrade, Garcia, all of them were cutting like all-timer promos, and they put like one or two on Dynamite. And I was like, look, I'm glad they put some on, but like they really need to figure out putting all of these somewhere on the show because all of them are good right now, and they're making every single wrestler look way better because it's showing to me that, hey, Jay White can cut a good promo. Swerve Strickland can cut a really good promo. John Moxley's not washed. He can still cut promos. Like, all this shit.
Wow, I forgot all about that, dude. Yeah, they were amazing.
True.
Why do you think
they told almost that whole Eddie Kingston, Bryan Danielson like story over that stuff.
Why do you think I'm so bummed out about the C2 right now? I didn't even want Eddie Kingston to win, but I was like, they're telling the story so damn well that I'm fine with it. I'm fine with someone I don't want winning because they're doing a good job telling that story. But now I'm like, I want Okada to win because he's like the guy I like most in it, I guess. And they haven't like, I don't want Fletcher to win still. I still want Okada to win. Like the match they had on Collision makes me want Okada to win more.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Taven and Bennett are coming out. We're still family, and O'Reilly blames them for letting Roddy get hurt. So they get in the ring, they slap hands. Okay. O'Reilly gets Cole in a body scissors ankle lock. I do like how he was going after the ankle. That I liked. Like I just wanted Cole to lose this whole time.
See,
on one hand,
if Kyle O'Reilly won, this feud is definitely continuing to Revolution.
Yeah.
But if Adam Cole wins, it might end at World's End.
Yep. Like the one hand, I wanted O'Reilly to win just so Cole couldn't get what he wanted.
Which is crazy because he's the face right now, but we all don't want him to succeed.
But I didn't want O'Reilly to win so we could wrap this shit up.
Just have MJF win. He keeps the ring. Nothing changes, and they never talk about this again. Oh yeah, Adam Cole and MJF wrestled a couple times. They wrestled at All In, and then they wrestled at again. Like that's how you talk about it.
Yep. Adam Cole hits the Panama Sunrise, then goes to the boom, but O'Reilly gets him in another ankle lock. MJF tries to distract Cole on the apron. It doesn't work. Cole wins with a roll up. Boo.
Second roll up in a row, right? I know the jackknife is more of a pin.
Yeah,
I
like-
consider it a roll up.
Yeah.
It's the same category.
I'm kind of on Kyle O'Reilly's side because, like, why don't the family just come out? Like, take Full Gear for example, right? Why didn't Adam Cole and the Kingdom come out with Roderick Strong and beat MJF down before the match started? So like, it's a 5-minute win for Roddy. Like, why do all these baby faces have to be morally superior to MJF? It's genuinely ruining these stories because they have to be better than MJF. But MJF is the worst heel in terms of like kayfabe. He does the worst stuff right now, or at least in AEW history. So like, why does Ospreay have to be better than him? And they like delayed that story infinitely until they just got to Wembley, and it was like, God, just hit the move and end it. And now it's like, oh, they have to be better than MJF. No, beat him down, kill him, and then like, oh, ding, 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 bell rings, and we win, and it's done.
Right? Like, I thought the whole point of the Devil Dumpling Gang was you had to stoop to MJF's level.
Yeah.
His level of evil to take him out. Like, what happened to that?
Maybe that's why these MJF stories have sucked, just because all these baby faces are like, oh, I have to be better than MJF. And we all know the ending of the story is no, stoop to his level, because MJF is so hated, like in kayfabe, that people will cheer the baby faces going to his level. Yeah. Ospreay hit that Tiger Driver with so much relish, and it was one of the biggest pops at Wembley. Like, the only thing that probably was bigger a pop was Danielson. So, like, Danielson winning was the only thing bigger than Ospreay hitting one move. And it's because people were so sick at, like, why do I have to keep watching this?
Yeah, true. Then O'Reilly walks off looking all pissed off. What's going to happen with that? Are we getting O'Reilly going to the dark side with MJF?
No, I really don't care.
Even better.
Yeah, I don't
care. It's
going
to be conglomeration versus the Devil Dumpling Gang.
I don't care about that either. I don't care about any of this. The only way you make this interesting is if Adam Cole goes on his own direction. The conglomeration goes in their own direction. The Kingdom and Roderick Strong go in their own direction, and MJF goes in his own direction. I know that's 4 separate directions, but please, I need these guys to not interact for a bit.
I kind of would want for drop Taven and Bennett, although I've learned to appreciate them quite a bit over the past year. Like, they're vets, they're good. I like them. They're goofy, but I like them. And just reform the Undisputed Era and do something with that. No Bobby Fish.
No Bobby Fish.
He ain't coming back.
Wait, is in this proposed scenario, is Roderick Strong going to grow his mustache back?
Yes.
I'm in then. I'm in. I missed that mustache.
What if we do Hurt Syndicate versus Undisputed Era and do a big match that WWE never did?
Beautiful. Yeah. I think I want them to reform. I want that to come out of this.
God, I hope that all happens at World's End. Please. Just wrap it up real quick.
Wrap it up.
I'm tired of this feud.
Then we get a all-timer promo from FTR.
Oh my God.
They put over Fight for the Fallen. They talk about the Hurricane. They talk about the Max TBS simulcast. A Fight for the Fallen
match. They want a big match at Max. So I'm so excited for FTR and Mox and Claudio again. I'm so excited for that match.
Then they call out the Death Riders for Collision, and they say they don't have a problem with them.
They don't have a problem with guys taking over AEW and killing Danielson and trying to kill Orange Cassidy. They don't have a problem with these guys, but they just want to talk to them.
Yep.
and then possibly have a fight with you, because that's kind of what we do.
Yeah. Anyway, not into it. Uh, then we get a Jericho New York minute that was like 2.5 minutes long. Uh, he says Cardona is going to be discarded like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figure. I popped for that. He says Brian Keith accepts Cardona's challenge on Rampage. Yeah, he said other things, but I don't know. Not important.
As the resident action figure guy, were you a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles guy, Dave?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So was
yeah,
I.
yeah. I
I
still
had the
purchase.
Technodrome and the pizza chucker.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yep. I still purchase vintage TMNT figures off of eBay.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm still so sick of Jericho that even if he mentioned something that I care about, like something niche, that's like, why would you say that on TV? I'd still think he's pathetic. So I am like, it's just white noise to me. All I took away was I liked Brian Keith. I like. It's a shame
Yep.
he's just gonna lose to Cardona, but I do like Brian Keith. No Big Bill though. Maybe Big Bill was out of the group because he was taking Jericho's shine.
Him and
Oh, Lexi Nair got married. Yeah, you're right. That's where he was. Good for them. Mazel tov.
Yep. Good for him. Then we get a really weird Darby Allin interview where he punches his own face and starts bleeding.
Is it cool yet?
And Tony Schiavone no-sells it.
Dave did to Chad and I.
That's fair. I don't blame him.
No, neither do I. I would no-sell too.
So he says the quest to beat Jon Moxley's never over. If the younger wrestlers don't stand up to Moxley, it will keep happening. Says Moxley's a liar, and nothing fools him like the lies he tells himself. Yeah, I don't know. I've lost my love for Darby Allin. I don't know if I ever like really enjoyed him a lot, but like it's just he's so unbelievable as like someone who could even win anymore.
Yeah.
Like he just gets thrown around and beat up and beats himself up, and like it's like, dude, have some self-respect.
Yeah, the idea of the spirit of AEW being the biggest punching bag on the roster is not a ringing endorsement. So I don't know. I never really liked Darby. I was always kind of like, whatever he's gonna do, whatever he's gonna do, it's fine. But I was willing. I remember at WrestleDream, I was like, okay, Darby's the one to do this, and I'm okay with that. I can see that, and they have just ruined that. You had me. I was on their side on the. Oh yeah, Darby's the one to beat Moxley, but they convinced me otherwise. That's impressive.
Yeah.
So like now I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't care. Hangman, I guess.
And the crazy part is, all they had to probably do for this time period was nothing.
Yeah.
Like if they just kept him off TV and like, no, build some suspense, people would be like frothing at the mouth, like, hey, when the fuck's this is going to happen? Now it's like, yeah, they ruined it.
Or like once every 2 months, there's a really bad babyface beatdown, and Darby comes down from the rafters, like, just rip off Sting at this point. Everyone would be like, oh, that's cool. Like, just come down from the rafters, beat him up with the bat, save Will Ospreay, save Orange Cassidy every once in a while, but we don't see him get beat up. He's not losing matches. He's not in the stupid C2. Like, none of that.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. Yeah, anyway, after that weird promo, we get a Gold League C2 match, Ricochet versus Brody King. The match was okay. Brody King just manhandles Ricochet for most of it, like he should. Ricochet makes a comeback, does a springboard 450 splash for only a 1 count. I thought that was pretty badass. Brody's like, nope. Brody King cannonballs Ricochet for a near fall. Ricochet power bombs Brody King from the top of the turnbuckle. And that's when the turnbuckle pad gets pulled off, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it wasn't a very good power bomb for one. He gives Brody King a shooting star press, covers for a 2 count. Brody King just chokes Ricochet. Ricochet knocks Brody King off the top rope into the exposed turnbuckle. Ricochet wins with 2 spirit guns. Yeah, I was not very happy about that. Ricochet should not be beating Brody King.
It's a shame that Brody King is putting out his best work, and I really hope that his performance in this is leading to a push, like even like a Mark Briscoe push, where he's been prominently displayed on TV. He was Ring of Honor World Champ. Like, it's not a lot, but hey, it's something. So maybe Brody King could get something like that. But that's next year. I want Brody King to do well now. And I know that's pretty like childish, but like, god damn it, he's like one of the best performers in this right now. Like, I think I would say Fletcher's your number one. I think Brody King might be number two. Like, most entertaining consistently in this C2 right now.
And not just the C2, every singles match he's had over the past couple of years has been, he's knocked it out of the park. Like, you need to reward that shit.
Yeah.
What gives me hope is commentary was kind of doing a good job about putting over his singles prowess. Like, yeah, sure, he's a great trios wrestler with the House of Black. He's a great tag team wrestler with Malachi Black, but they really were trying to drive home how good he was as a singles competitor during that match.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm talking about?
I hope. I didn't really notice it because I was just mostly like focusing on Brody King and I was really entertained, but I really hope so. Like, because he's doing so well right now. And I actually really liked this match until the finish. And I was like, I don't care about a Ricochet heel turn. Like, I really don't care.
I mean, I think that's better than him staying babyface.
I don't even know if I don't know. Like, maybe we're too early. I'll give him that. But right now, I don't care about anything he's doing. And him winning isn't going to fix that.
No. Nope. But yeah, he beat Brody King somehow. Oh, then we get
Again, I'm starting to feel super like those AEW fans with like all these fed pill guys are coming into my AEW and beating my AEW boys, but like, come on, man, he just beat Ricochet for no reason, or he just beat Brody King, and like Brody King had that locked in, but nope.
Haha.
Brody King should cut a promo like that. Just, hey guys, I'm Brody King, and I'm going to wrestle Ricochet tonight, and I think I have a pretty good chance of beating him. That would have won him the match.
Yep. Oh, then we get Leo Rush, Action Andretti, interrupting Private Party's private party promo. They want a tag title shot. Then Top Flight walk up and say they deserve a shot. Zay says Leo Rush and Action Andretti should wrestle Top Flight to see who will face Private Party for a title shot. Yeah. I don't think they needed to include Private Party yet in this.
What's FTR doing at World's End? Are they too busy to wrestle a match with Private Party right now? I guess we're doing like Top Flight then. Like, come on. Give me something good. I want to really like Private Party in the tag team run, but putting them with Leo Rush and Action Andretti right now is so mid-card.
It's a mid-card title now.
I'm like, I feel so sad saying that because I like Leo Rush a whole lot, but he's so mid-card right now. And then I really want to like Private Party, but they like, it feels like they have no faith in them.
It's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like Leo Rush is joining the Hurt Syndicate anymore. They've moved
found
on
better
from that.
allies than Action Andretti.
Yeah, tougher people. He can hurt people more.
You could associate with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin and MVP right now, but you just choose not to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he just found out that Dante Martin's back, so
My bad. Dante Martin's back. Never mind. This whole feud is good.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll be on Collision instead of Rampage. I don't know.
I think okay, so it's not on the Collision card that I have pulled up, but I think they did say the Top Flight versus Lio Rush Andretti match for a tag title shot is on Collision.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be on the last ever Rampage.
Move on. I'm sick of talking about Rampage.
Then we got Mercedes Moné, Anna Jay face to face. Monet says she likes Anna Jay's confidence, but she's a 5-time champ, and Anna Jay isn't ready and never gonna beat her. Oh yeah, she was a 5-time champ by the time she was 26, which is the same age as Anna Jay now. Yeah, I liked it. Love Monet. She's cocky. She's saying the right things now. Like she doesn't need to go on and on and on like she used to, and I think she figured that out. It's good. It's good. Anna Jay says all she needs is 1, 2, 3, and then slaps the TBS title. Monet did not like that. Hope Monet wipes the floor of her.
I hope it's a fun, competitive match.
Yeah. Yep. Love Monet. Gosh, I can't believe I'm saying
I think
that.
those two compare up pretty well too. It could actually be like a sleeper of a banger.
Yep. Yeah. Looking forward to that. When will that be, on the Dynamite or the Collision Holiday Bash?
Dynamite Holiday Bash.
Okay.
It's one of 3 things we know about Dynamite Holiday Bash.
Ooh, yeah, the Darby Allin,
Will
Ospreay. Yeah.
And then the other one, we'll hear from MJF.
Oh.
Hey, it's probably gonna be another goddamn like live or video package, isn't it? It's gonna be another one. Ugh.
Hope not. Anyway, at least they put a women's match on the main event, right?
They did. I'm bitchy about Dynamite right now. Why wasn't Willow and Jamie Hayter on this match? Or on this card? Like, first, that would have been a good match. Second of all, you get to talk about Wrestle Dynasty, which I don't know why they're not talking about every single show, because you get to say, hey, do you want to see Kenny Omega again? He's going to be at Wrestle Dynasty. Why aren't you saying that?
Yeah. I don't think they want to promote that.
Bucks? You want to see Jack Perry, who haven't been around for a little bit? They're going to be at Wrestle Dynasty. Ricochet is going for the world title at Wrestle Dynasty. You want to talk about it? No. We're gonna put that all on Collision.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we get the women's world title match. Mariah May defending against Mina Shirakawa. They both brawl right at the bell. Mina targets Mariah May's leg. They both roll out of the ring in a figure 4. I like that. I don't think I remember seeing that ever. It hurt Mariah May. Then they show Thunder Rosa in the front row heckling Mariah May with a sign, "You're not my champion." Mina wraps Mariah May's leg around the ring post and then gives her a figure 4 on the ring post. Mina gives Mariah May a reverse DDT, then a draping DDT off the ropes, covers for a 2 count. Mina kicks out of the Mayday, which not many people have ever done. But then Mariah May kicks out of a glamorous driver, which I don't know who's done that. Then May immediately gets up real quick and gives Mina a Storm Zero for the win. I thought that was a little abrupt. I don't know.
Yeah.
Felt janky.
Yeah. It was okay. It was like, dude, I love Mina Shirakawa. Like, and I like Mariah May when she's in the ring. Like, her matches are good. She hits hard. She's devious. Usually pretty smooth.
They didn't really get to show that from Mariah May in this match, though. It was more was more, I guess, competitive, but it didn't really do well for Mariah, and it wasn't long enough for people to like really call it a good match. Like it was fine, but it really didn't have enough time, and I'm sure they were just running out because they're like, oh, we still got to do this Toni Storm reveal. So it kind of sucks that it feels like they were cut to time, or if they were always planned to just go out there for like 10 minutes or so. That's also lame.
It was an overrun quite a bit.
Yeah, 7 minutes. So yeah, this kind of just felt like an afterthought, which I was already kind of upset that, oh, they're already doing the Mina match at Winter is Coming. I thought they should have booked this out till World's End. And now it feels like they're rushing the Toni Storm return. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I kind of think they're just pulling the plug on the Mariah May thing, unfortunately. They're like, this was a failure, And I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what AEW is saying for whatever reason, because I don't think people aren't as interested in Mariah May as they were Toni Storm, which is understandable. But again, Toni Storm was one of the most over characters on the roster in the company.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she outshone everything.
It was like that was the issue with all the feuds that Toni had, was Toni was so popular even as a heel that everyone would just cheer for her. And so it kind of like it kind of killed Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo, because nobody really wanted them to win. Everybody wanted Toni to win, and it only kind of started changing with like Mina, because there was a bit more of a story there, and then it definitely changed with Mariah, but that was a different story at that point.
Yeah. Mariah May wins, and then we get the return of Toni Storm. Her music hits, the old music, and then she appears on the ramp in her old gimmick. It's pretty cool. Pretty happy to see her. She was emotional, like we kind of said earlier. And her return match is on Rampage.
I'm still optimistic about Toni Storm, because I think she really is one of the most talented people in AEW right now. I just hope the machine's behind her, but the machine is never really behind the women's wrestling, so it's kind of disappointing. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm letting it play out, and I have faith in Toni, which, as we saw with the Toni streak, it's only let me down once.
You have faith in Tony Khan, Shivani, or Storm?
Storm. I don't have faith in Tony Khan.
D'Angelo?
Yes, I have faith in Tony D'Angelo.
Good. But yeah, I don't know, man. This whole episode fell flat. I mean, after going from debuting Sting, for me, like, it's gonna take a lot for a Winter is Coming to dazzle me.
And
yeah, we were actually discussing that. Oh, what were you saying,
Kenny Mox?
Yeah. That was all the first one. Dave and I were talking about it, because I was like, I feel like we haven't really done anything big for Winter is Coming since the Sting thing. But the year after, it was Danielson and Hangman in a time limit draw. So I would say that was pretty big. And then the next year, it was like MJF and Ricky Starks. So I'd say that was also pretty big. And then only last year is when it kind of started to be a little quiet, because the biggest match was Swerve and Mox, but it was a C2 match, and at least I was really excited because Moxley and Swerve were tied and blah blah blah. And then after that, it was this year, and because I was kind of saying like, I don't know, I feel like Mariah Mina is a little bit more, but I guess it was the biggest thing on Winter is Coming, and it led to the Toni Storm return, which is big, but there is some trepidation behind that, so we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Like I said, Tony Khan needs to just step back and they need a booker.
They need like an all-conquering baby face. Like, they need a champ that people are like really happy to see, and like Swerve was a really good champ, but he wasn't going to be that because he was too gray. And it's not like that's not a good thing. It's just not what they need right now. Danielson could have been that, but his reign was way too short. And I think that's for like, just like, now that we look at it, he obviously, that was the longest reign he could have had. So we got to be happy with what we got. But like, they really need like,
I think Will Ospreay is the guy.
Omega or Hangman to turn face. Like they need something like a big, all-conquering baby face, and the crowd happy. Like, WWE still has a lot of heels in their champs right now, but like no one really matters because Cody's still there, and Cody's doing so much as the WWE champion, at least for the baby faces. Like it's making up for all that. So they kind of need something like that in AEW right now, and they don't have that anywhere.
Yeah, they kind of need a Juan Cena.
And they have like so many people that could be that in AEW right now. They're just not booking them like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think they have long-term plans already figured out, but who knows,
Doesn't
man?
feel like that.
Just remember, WCW believed WWF planned their shit a year out. That wasn't the case.
No.
Anyways, speaking of WCW,
Ooh, good segue.
Dyna Nitro, baby. Where if this is your first time watching, we compare the episode number of Dynamite, which was 271, to the Nitro episode number, which was also 271. And we just compare the two shows really quickly by looking at the cage match of it. And it's just to point out, like, man, even if Dynamite sucked, at least it wasn't this. And we're going to do it until Nitro ends, I think that's happening in like April. So as long as Dynamite makes it to April, there will be more Dynamites than Nitro, so which is kind of crazy.
Then we should do Raw after that, right?
I think we said we'd go back to Raw, but like I think that would put us at like 1996 or something. If I'm just guessing, like 1996 or 7 or something.
I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun.
It'll either be bad Raws or good Raws, so I'm excited. Anyways, we started out with a tag team match. The Misfits in action, Corporal Cajun and Lieutenant Loco defeat 3 Count, Shane Helms and Shannon Moore. This was only 4 minutes and 12 seconds, so that was actually pretty long. But if I'm looking, like, almost all of these are about 4 minutes, which is kind of crazy. It's a lot of wrestling on this show. Next up, we had a singles match. This was a little surprising. Yang defeats Lance Storm. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Now, I feel like when we started this, which was only like 20 episodes ago, because we started it with 250, Lance Storm was like literally winning all of the mid-card titles. So it's crazy that he's just being beaten by Yang. But
do you know about Yang being the cowboy in WWF?
Is he Jimmy Wang Yang?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Still, doesn't make it any less surprising. Next up, Alex Wright and Big Ron defeat Evan Courageous and Jamie Noble. 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Next up, tag team match. The Insiders. Ooh, not the Outside.
Do you know who that is? I know who that is.
I can read it. Chad, if you have to guess who the Insiders are.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I loved it. I loved it.
Okay. 2 WCW champions. One of them was in the NWO. One of them was not. Do you think you can guess? Okay. It was Kevin Nash and DDP.
Oh, I love that freaking tag team.
That's a good pairing.
But again, okay, so look at this, right? We had Diamond Dallas Page and Kevin Nash versus the Natural Born Thrillers, Mark Jindrak and Sean O'Hare's. This one was a no contest, guys. This one didn't have a conclusive finish for some reason, but it still went 4 minutes and 27 seconds. This is what we're talking about with WCW. Goldberg defeats Reno. Any guesses?
43 seconds.
What was your guess, Chad?
32.
Minute 39.
What?
And that's by far the shortest match on the show. Next up, this is a WCW United States Heavyweight title match. General Rection, the current champ, defeated Bam Bam Bigelow. Any guesses how long that took?
For what title?
The United States Heavyweight title.
Oh, was Hugh Morris the champion?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's General Erection.
5 minutes, 4 seconds.
You're pretty close, Chad.
Oh, man. 450.
440.
Ooh.
But I think it's just very funny to see this because Bam Bam Bigelow, a lot of people like Bam Bam Bigelow. He's a bigger name, not like Hulk Hogan level, but like two steps down where he's still rememberable. He main evented a Mania, and he's losing to General Rection. I just find that funny. Next up, in a singles match, hey, it's one of Dave's Mount Rushmore guys. Rey Mysterio Jr. defeats Jeff Jarrett by DQ. 4 minutes and 29 seconds. I know.
What was the year on this?
Oh yeah, I forgot to say the date. It's November 27th, 2000.
I wonder if that was NWO 2000.
Might have been. It doesn't really say, but it might have been, because right next we have the WCW World Heavyweight Title versus Career match. Scott Steiner defeats Stevie Ray. How long did this match go?
Well, I feel like they would have needed to give this one some time to breathe. I'm gonna say 6:37.
I'm gonna say 3:12.
Chad is close. You're so close. 6:55. That's good thinking. It's a career match, you know. Like, you don't want to have your career.
Yeah, they have to go almost 10 minutes for a career match.
Oh yeah, very close to 10 minutes. So yeah, that was Nitro 271. There are no Viagra on a pull matches, but they're still pretty silly.
And then they put Stevie Ray on commentary.
How was that?
It was okay. It was all right. That was when Bobby the Brain got fired.
Oh, that's lame. Why would you fire Bobby the Brain Heenan?
Oh, there's a whole thing. Like, watched a YouTube video about it. Like, it's in his book. They just like put him on this weird like WCW Worldwide like highlight show, and like just quit putting him on Nitro. And he's just like, all right, I'm done. Like,
it's like what Vince was doing to JR, where it's like, why are you doing this to JR? Like, he's still in his prime, kind of. Like, he's on the back end of it, but he's still good. And they're like firing him live on air and all this nonsense. Like, why would you do that to JR? But weird. Anyways, so we know, we've already talked about Holiday Bash. All we know is Ospreay, Darby, Monet, Anna Jay, and then MJF. And then Collision is the International Women's Cup AEW Qualifier Finals with Willow and Jamie. It'll be nice to see Julia Hart come back. And then we have Okada versus Beast Mortos and Fletcher versus Briscoe. So, hey-ho, I'm looking forward to those two matches. Oh, and then FTR will be there, and they're going to address the Death Riders. Even though, didn't they just address the Death Riders?
Yeah, but not on Collision. They're the Collision Cowboys.
Now they got to be in the ring and talk about how they're tough guys, and AEW helps them with their family. And then John Moxley's going to say, I don't care about your family. And then Dax Harwood. What if they just cancel the four-way and it's Moxley versus Dax Harwood at World's End? That's the big
Dax
challenge.
Harwood wins.
How does Moxley beat the greatest wrestler alive?
True. Very true. Yeah, we got Saturday. We got a lot of wrestling to watch.
Yeah, let's talk about Saturday night's main event. Are you looking forward to it, Dave? Are you apathetic?
I really kind of love it. Like, if they're doing this, I have a funny feeling they're going to try to bring back WCW or a Nitros or something weird like that.
I could see them doing it as a one-off. I don't know if
maybe a one-night stand.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd bring it back as like a brand or a show, but that could be a pretty fun, like, I don't know, like, oh, it's already been 20 years since Nitro died, but like maybe 30 years since the first Nitro or something. That's only a couple years away. You do a big old WCW Nitro, takes over Raw, never before, never since, never again. I don't know. You have Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, all those guys come out.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday night main event. Like I've said, I watched it back in the day, probably 88, 89, I guess, is when I was watching that. Rick Rude, Honky Tonk Man. I remember the Macho Man, Honky Tonk Man feud with Miss Elizabeth and Hogan Andre. I remember that I have this vivid memory of Andre the Giant doing a promo where he's talking about Hulk Hogan. And he's like, I'm going to put my hands around his neck and I'm going to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. I'll never forget that in my entire life.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's fun stuff. Yeah, I like it. I like the retro stuff. Remember
What
when
match? Oh,
Tony
what were you
Khan
saying?
was doing that like retro AEW promos when he was appearing on TNA?
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, he had like an old, like it looked like a retro like AEW logo. Like it was pretty cool. Like, yeah,
That's
I like
cool.
nostalgia, man. It's cool. I don't know any of the card except for Cody and Owens.
So we have Cody and Kevin Owens for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. We have Gunther versus Finn Balor versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. We have Liv Morgan versus Io Sky for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. And we have Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. I'm really looking forward to Cody and Kevin. I think that match is very important. And I really, really, really hope Kevin Owens wins, despite the fact that I love Cody so much. I think if Cody wins, we're gonna see a lot of like Super Cody talk start up, right?
No, he can hot potato in and get it back pretty quick, and then it gives him more adversity and stuff, which was sort of the complaint when he first came in. And it was like he needs to suffer some losses, and like it'd make him more interesting and more relatable.
Yeah.
So the Winged Eagle. I know it can't be the original Winged Eagle because it has the WWF logo on it, but is it pretty much that design, or did they revamp it to make it look? What's your prediction?
I don't think we know. I don't think they've shown it to us.
What do you
They
think?
I think it'll be the Winged Eagle, but the WWE logo instead of WWF.
Yeah, I think they'll stick pretty dang close. I think it'll look pretty cool.
And then it'll be even more satisfying when Cody takes it back from Kevin, who's been parading it. And I just think they're selling a really good story here. But like, Triple H doesn't really like to surprise people.
Yeah. You get people talking, man. Lose it on a Saturday night show. That'd be kind of dope.
Yeah, I kind of hope all the titles change, except for maybe Gunther's. But I would really like it if Io Sky won. She's great.
Yeah.
But that would kind of neuter the Liv and Rhea story.
Yeah.
But like,
and I teased it in the intro, and we really haven't talked about it yet. Charlotte Flair coming back. I hear rumors.
Oh, brother.
Woo!
Mania main event coming, brother. Yeah, like Charlotte. Like Charlotte is like
She's
the
kind of
worst.
done it all though. Like,
yes, she's the worst TV wrestler, but the best pay-per-view wrestler. So I hope that she has a really good pay-per-view matches. I hear that like she's not doing a whole gimmick change, but they're calling it a new side of Charlotte Flair. So we'll see where that goes. And apparently Becky Lynch really wants to come back, so that's exciting. So hopefully WrestleMania season will be big. Who knows?
Yeah.
Does Charlotte Flair woo?
Yeah, not as much as Rick, but yes.
Yeah, I've never seen a Charlotte Flair match.
Watch Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 39.
Ooh, that was a match of the year contender at the time.
Mm-hmm. That is probably my second favorite match from that weekend.
I sent you that clip, maybe, I think, Dave, of her losing to Sasha, getting wrapped up around the guardrail on that false count anywhere match.
Ooh,
it's a pretty sick spot.
Cool. Cool. All right. Yeah, we got a lot to look forward to. Action-packed Saturday night.
Winter is still coming. We still have a little bit more.
Same.
Is that going to be on Peacock the Saturday?
Yeah. It's on NBC, so it should be on the Peacock.
Okay. I was wondering if I had to like DVR it.
Honestly, I would probably DVR. Oh, simulcast on Peacock, so you can watch it on Peacock at the same time. So I guarantee they'll put it on Peacock.
Okay. Yeah, I'm into it. I like the retro vibe of it. I like the old song they have, like Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Jesse Ventura because he was like way out of wrestling when I was alive. Like, so it's been a while. But supposedly they're not restricting him, So I'm really
Nice.
excited if he just goes crazy and it's like, Hulk Hogan's a real shitty person, brother. He didn't let us unionize. Like, I want something like that.
He's just like, we know.
Yeah, we don't like. We have to deal with Hogan. He signed.
Cool. Yeah, looking forward to that actually. Way more than any PLE.
Hey, Royal Rumble's right around the corner, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is. All right, cool. Well, I can't think of anything else to contribute.
The Witcher 4 trailer just dropped.
I saw that. I was
Is that
watching
on Netflix?
No,
Yeah,
it's
video
a
game.
game.
Oh.
Yeah, they announced it at the Game Awards because I was watching most of it, just to see if anything I cared about would be revealed. Was one thing that I was like mild. Oh, the Yakuza guy games are making like a Yakuza game set in like 1910. So I was looking forward to
cool.
that.
You guys see the 28 years later trailer?
I did. Spooky ooky. And they didn't force a slowed down version of a pop song. It was like eerie. I don't think
Yeah.
there was any music.
I'm looking pretty forward to that. I loved the whole concept of that universe. They're like not dead zombies. Like that was like a whole new genre invented, you know?
It'll be interesting to see what they do because wasn't the whole point of the virus was like it dies, like the people still die of starvation.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how it survived for 28 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Cool. And Nosferatu, I heard that's going to be freaking amazing. That comes out on Christmas.
That's made by Robert Eggers, right?
Yep,
No.
and it's the
A24.
Skarsgård brother.
Alexander Skarsgård. Or
Yeah.
Bill Skarsgård. I
Yep.
don't know. So many of them. Robert Eggers made my favorite movie of all time. So I should probably check out Nosferatu then.
Yeah, man, the fucking William Dafoe's in it. Looks really good.
Yo, they brought Willem. Oh, hell yeah. It's going to be great.
Willem Dafoe, not William.
Did you guys hear the Lighthouse back in 2019?
Oof, that was awesome.
Dude.
I love that movie so much. So I gotta see this shit.
And don't waste your time watching Beetlejuice. It fucking sucked.
I was like mildly curious into it, but I never watched it.
I'm mad.
Still trying to bring up the courage to watch The Crow.
I'm not.
Ooh,
I'm
that's
boycotting
brave.
it.
That's
Boycott.
brave.
I think I'm just gonna hurt my soul and do that in Borderlands in the same day, one sitting. If I just quit showing up on the podcast, I probably killed myself.
I really wanted to watch the Flash movie that came out like last year.
I like that. That came out on my birthday, and I saw it in theaters.
Wasn't bad.
Dude, I'm a Michael Keaton is my Batman. Like that's my generation Batman. So I was like, oh fuck yeah. Yeah, that was good. But Beetlejuice was not good. Not good at all. Like they put everything in the trailer that was cool, and then the rest of the movie was not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, oh my god, are we talking about non-wrestling?
Right?
Oh, what non-wrestling stuff have I been into lately? Call of Duty. I love Call of Duty, but they're using AI, so I'm a little grossed out to play it right now, even though I just want to like the game. But like it's obvious because they're using like AI wallpapers and they have the sixth finger. Like that's the easiest thing to fix, but they're selling art that has like 6 fingers. Like that's the easy test. Is you look at the fingers and you go, "Oh, that has 6 fingers. We should redo it." So that people don't obviously tell it's AI. And they made this like weird ass controller like emblem, but like you know how you can see a controller, right? And they have the joysticks, but like the AI was like trying to be like half controller, half gun. So it has like a little trigger where the sticks would be. It just looks awful. So like I kind of am disgusted, but it's a really good Call of Duty game. Like a really good Call of Duty game.
Game I really enjoyed. I bought on had a sale on it. Resident Evil: The Village.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Have you
that
guys
game
played
was
that?
pretty good. Yeah.
I haven't played it. I watched the playthrough of it as it was coming out, and it looks really cool. I think I'm gonna be real. I'm too chicken shit to play a Resident Evil game.
Dude, it
I
was
like
scary.
good jump scares get to me, and
Yeah.
those new Resident Evil games
Yeah.
look like good.
Oh, even the
scares.
old ones. Resident Evil 2 on original PlayStation had me chuck a fucking controller across the room. It got me. So,
Yep, I had
remember
it
in the
on.
police station the first time, like something drips off the ceiling, then the dogs come at you. I was, nope.
Yep. Yeah, I
Like,
had it on N64.
Yeah, I noped out of that one so hard.
I really wanted to play the Resident Evil 2 remake and the Resident Evil 4 remake, but I just never got around to it. So one of these days, I'll probably, as dumb as it is, I'll probably start with the Resident Evil 4 remake because that looks like the most like
Yeah,
consumer
that was
friendly,
pretty goated.
but still like Resident Evil enough. So I'll probably play that one.
Yeah, I saw like a playthrough at the beginning of Village with all the lichens and like I'm like,
It's
what
scary.
is this? Like, I had
Yeah.
never heard. I thought it was a brand new game, and I thought it was just called like werewolves or something lichens. And I was like trying to figure out what game it was. I'm like, oh, it's a Resident Evil game. So it
It's
was
like
like it was like $10 on the PlayStation Store. I got it.
Nice.
I'm like, okay, this is freaking amazing.
Okay, since we're talking about spooky, scary games, did any of you ever play Silent Hill PT?
I did get to.
That was so good because I played it at the
Such a
perfect time.
disappointment that they never
Oh.
got to follow through on that.
Oh, even I am sad about that game. That would have been awesome. But so it was like I can't remember exactly, but we'll say I was 12 with all my friends, and it was one of my friends' birthdays, and his birthday's right around Halloween, and so we were still spooky, and so we were like, let's play Silent Hill PT at night and try to figure it out without looking anything up, and so we were freaking out, like screaming at every jump scare, but we were having the time of our lives, and then like we were all just like so focused on the game, and I turn around and like his mom is watching it silently behind us, and she has like a face mask or whatever, but like she's like way lit up. So I'm like, what the fuck? And everyone's like, ah! Like all at the same time because we're
That's
so scared
amazing.
about PT. And then she's like, what? And we're like, you didn't say anything. How long have you been here? She's like 10 minutes. And we're like, what the hell? So I have very fond memories of that game, and it was scary as shit. So it was like cool.
I'll have to check out Silent Hill games. Never played any of those.
I can't vouch for anything but PT is like lost media at this point. You can only watch video. Like it's gone. They erased it.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I think that at this point they're kind of dated. I don't think the newer ones held up, but like the original ones are good, but they're also pretty dated now.
I even heard they did a Silent Hill 2 remake, which I always heard was like the best one, and I think people hate the Silent Hill 2 remake, so I don't know, maybe the franchise is a little dead. I'm not sure. I'm not one to speak on dead franchises, but PT was great. They should have figured it out.
Gotcha. Well, shit, that was a fun little tangent we went on.
Let's start a video game podcast.
Right?
We do have Grapple-Sauce Gaming.
Ooh.
It's in the chamber.
Gotta hop in that new season of Fortnite, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Path of Exile.
Yep. I got back
I'll
into
get
DayZ
into it.
a little bit.
I'll figure it out. I'll play DayZ. I'll be awful, but I'll play it.
Oh, being terrible is the funnest part.
Yeah.
The crazy deaths when you don't know what you're doing is kind of the most fun I've had in that game.
I'll just be like, Dave, I died again. Fix it. What do I do?
Once you just realize you're gonna die and are okay, come to peace with it, it's 100 times more fun.
Yeah, like one of my first hours in the game, I like wander around like, oh, this spot looks safe. So I have all my menus open. I'm trying to figure it out, and I just see some dude walk up to me. I'm like, oh, this is weird. I wonder what he's gonna do. Then he like literally handcuffs my character and beats him to death with like a stick. And I'm like, not even that, bro. That was hilarious.
You're like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah. If you guys find it real cheap on PS5, pick it up. We can team up, squad up.
I just gotta hope there's crossplay. Is there crossplay?
There's not.
I know. I made the mistake of buying it on Steam, and that Dave's like, I got it on PS5. I'm like, God damn
I
it.
don't even have a PS5.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, shit. Yeah, a lot of wrestling to look forward to. We should probably start a gaming channel. But yeah, cool. I think that just about does it. I think I'm gonna perform the thing.
Yes.
Perform the thing. Perform the thing.
Perform the ritual.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye bye.
Hey.
God damn it.